Sausage, broccoli rabe, and crispy potatoes. What's not to love? Join me today as I make one of my favorite Italian staples. It's packed with flavor, easy, delicious, and satisfying. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna get going is the potato. I'm using one medium-sized russet potato. I'm gonna peel it. You don't have to peel it if you don't want. You wanna make sure that you at least clean it, wash off all the dirt, but I'm gonna peel mine. For the slicing, you can slice it by hand, but to keep it more even, I'm gonna set it to about 3/16, and I'm gonna cut this potato in half so we get the biggest slices first. So that's the size you want, about 3/16. Okay, I'm gonna use a guard. I'm gonna put them all in a bowl. We're gonna get some cold water in them and just rinse them off. When you rinse them out, you wanna make sure you rinse them out a couple times just so the water turns clear. Most of the starch is off of them. I'm just gonna lay them out and just gonna dry them out a little bit, get some of the water off of there so we can season it. So now I'm gonna put these back in the bowl. I'm gonna hit it with some house seasoning, salt, black pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, basil, and some olive oil. I'm just gonna toss it around here, just make sure that they all get coated. I'm gonna get the air fryer going about 400 degrees for about 5 minutes, just to get it preheated. So when I put these in, these will get nice and toasty. So the potatoes have been in there for about 15 minutes at 400. So you can see, nice, a little bit of crisp to them. For sausage, I'm gonna use one sweet Italian sausage and one, this is a Rabe and provolone cheese Italian sausage. I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil in here just to get it started. The pan on medium heat, and we just want to toast them up, get them nice and golden. You know, this is the color you want to see. Get them nice and dark. You know, a nice bronzy color that helps to lock in some of the flavors, some of the juices. But to cook them all the way through, I'm gonna be adding a little bit of liquid. Okay, and that's just some chicken broth. Just a little bit, just to get them to steam. Okay, and we're gonna put the lid on and let it sit here for about 10 or 15 more minutes until that's done. Okay, so now the potatoes are going, the sausages are gonna cook here right behind me. In the meantime, I'm gonna get the broccoli rabe ready. I just got a bunch here, and you buy them in bunches. They have nice green leaves and sprouts at the top here, or these buds. Go through them anyway, just to make sure that there's nothing funky going on in here. Yellow leaves, things like this. You know, get those out of there. So we want to clean them up a little bit, pull off some of these bad pieces that look like they've been chewed. So for the most part, this batch is actually pretty good. And you can see these stems, you know, some of them are thick. These here all seem to be around the same size. So we're gonna leave them as is. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna bunch these all together. I'm gonna trim the bottom side off, maybe about an inch or so. And we're gonna discard that. Just gonna chop them up about 2-inch pieces, like that. Like that. I'm gonna get them into the sink. We're gonna rinse them off a couple of times, make sure any dirt, bugs, or anything like that falls off and it gets nice and clean. We're not gonna bother drying them off because we're just gonna blanch them anyway. All right, now the water's boiling. We've already salted that. So just gonna get these in. We just wanna cook them for a few minutes just to soften up before we get them into the fry pan, to the skillet. So we're just want to make sure that they're all submerged here. Give them a little toss. And we're just gonna let them cook for a few minutes, about 5 minutes at the most. All right, so the broccoli rabe look good. It's been about 5-6 minutes or so. I'm gonna continue to cook them in the skillet with the sausages. So I'm just gonna scoop these out and get them to a strainer here. They'll cool off a bit. So now the broccoli rabe, it cooled off. I rinsed them with a little cold water. You can dip them in an ice bath if you want. I just rinse them off with some cold water just to stop the cooking. The sausages are just about done, so I'm gonna chop up some garlic. I'm just gonna mince it up. Just give them a little quick rough chop. Okay, I'm just gonna get this in the skillet with the sausages. Olive oil here. Scrape all that good stuff off here. That's all sausage juices. Once you start smelling the garlic, it's pretty much done. So just gonna give that a little bit of a toss here. All right, get that in here because now we're gonna get the broccoli rabe in there. I'm gonna turn up the heat just a bit. Add a little bit of the house seasoning because we didn't season the broccoli rabe yet. Add a butter, maybe a little bit more. And now broccoli rabe may be a little bit on the bitter side, and that's fine. We're gonna, we're adding the seasoning and the sausage will help take away from that. So the other thing I wanna add here is some crushed red pepper flakes, just for a little bit of heat. Put a little or as much as you want, depending on your taste. Picking up all those juices from the bottom. You see nice and clean down here. So that's all gonna be part of this meal. It smells delicious. We're gonna let this go for about a minute or so, just so it absorbs some of that liquid, and then we'll let it cool on the countertop. Okay, so the sausages are done, the broccoli rabe is done, the potatoes are nice, crispy on the edges, soft on the inside, some a little crispy, some a little softer, just the way you want them. If you cook them any longer, you'll have nice crispy potato chips, you can do that too. So I've got some nice warm bread here. You can hear the crunch. I'm gonna cut them open in a clamshell style so they open up. Look at this bread, huh? Look at all the nooks and crannies for everything to get into. I'm gonna grab some of these broccoli rabe and just kind of place them on the bottom. All right, I wanna get enough in there because the next step is very, very crucial. And that is to close this and give it a press. That will help all the juices distribute to the top. All right, next, we're gonna grab the sausage. Now, look how juicy that is. So I'm gonna cut them right down the middle. So kind of butterfly them. But I'm only gonna use half, and you'll see why in a second, because we're gonna use both for the same sandwich, so you have the best of both worlds. I'm gonna put 1/2 of one and 1/2 of the other, just like that. We're gonna get some of these potatoes, just line them up. That's gonna give them a nice little crunch on the inside too. And for the finishing part, I'm gonna use some of this sharp provolone. I'm just gonna shave it in there, so I just want strips in there, like that. And that's gonna add a nice flavor of cheese that we're gonna get from the sausages anyway. I'm gonna get some of this juice. And we're gonna just drizzle on a little bit here. This is the juice from the sausage, the rabe cooking, the garlic, the hot pepper. So we get all that in there too. Let's just fold that in like this. Again, you wanna give it a nice little press and hold it just for a second so it absorbs some of those juices into the bread. Slice it in an angle, just make it look really nice. Hear that bread? Nice. Again, this is one of my favorite Italian kind of specialty sandwiches with two styles of sausage, the rabe and provolone sausage, the regular sweet Italian, the rabes, the potatoes. Okay, that's enough, Joe. Let's give it a taste. Oh, awesome. Sweetness of the sausage, a little bit of spice. We get that bitterness from the rabe. So let me know in the comments section below if you've tried a sandwich like this, if you've ever had it, a similar style of it. Give me some likes. If subscribe if you didn't, hit that bell so you can get notified when I put out new videos. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.